Welcome to another Mathnificent conversation featuring dividing fractions. It's your nerdy math bestie Lex. Grab your pencils and let's go. Before we get started, it's time for a little background information I call mint green tea. So in math, just like multiplication, you can divide anything. There's no such thing as they need to be like terms, none of that, except for one thing, and it needs to always stick in your head, you cannot divide by zero ever. That's the only exception to the rule. Division is multiplication of the reciprocal. That is how it is defined. So if I have A over B divided by C over D, that's equivalent to A over B times the reciprocal of C over D means flip it, so D over C. And then we know the rule for multiplication, we multiply straight across. A mnemonic people like to use for this is keep the first fraction the same, change division to multiplication, flip the second fraction. So keep, change, flip is a good mnemonic to use. I use it in my teaching. If you're struggling with remembering it, some people say, we know KFC as the chicken chain, but it's KCF. Just think of different ways you can remember that. And as usual, because we end up with multiplication and we end up with most likely a fraction, always check to make sure the final quotient is completely simplified. Remember, quotient is just the answer to a division problem. All right, let's divide some fractions. Okay, let's look at our first example. If you've been following along, I like to show the math first, and then I like to visually show you with the picture the how and the why. So we'll start with computing 2/3 divided by 4. We already know it's multiplication of the reciprocal, or we know it's going to become keep 2/3 the same, change division to multiplication, and flip 4. It needs to be a fraction, so I'll put it over 1. So times 1 over 4. So we've got 2 times 1 over 3 times 4, which is 2 over 12. We don't leave anything unsimplified. 2 at the top. The bottom should be 2 times 2 times 3. Common factor of 2. So our final answer is 1 over 6. All right, let's visually show what it looks like for division, and let's show what it looks like once I change it to multiplication and show how we arrive at the same answer. 2/3 divided by 4 means I take this entire 2/3 and I divide it into 4 equal sized groups. So that means you'll see as I create 4 equal sized groups. And then we need to know, well, what size are each of those groups? So this is a group, this is a group, this is a group, this is a group, which means I also need to divide these so I know what my parts are. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups. And when I divided 2/3 into 4 equal groups, it was one of those 6. For example, this is one of the 6. Now, if you've already watched the multiplying fractions video, which you should if you haven't, because it's a precursor to dividing fractions, 2/3 times 1/4 means we split each third into fourths. And of the thirds we have, we want one of those fourths. So how many equal sized pieces do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And how many do we have? This one and this one. 2 out of 12, which we know simplifies to 1 out of 6. So again, I always love to show you how and why this is occurring, not just how we mathematically compute. I'll do a couple more examples with visuals, and then we'll just run through some dividing fractions. All right, let's get started. 1/5 divided by 2. We know the routine. Keep 1/5 the same. Change division to multiplication. 2 isn't already a fraction, so I put it over 1, and it flips to 1 over 2. So 1 over 10. 5 and 2 are both prime, so I don't need to factor 10 back down because I know it's not going to simplify down. All right, 1/5 divided by 2 means I take that 1/5 and I split it into 2 equal groups. So to split this into 2 equal groups, that would look like this. But we know we have to split everything, so we know how many parts or what size these parts are. I know this takes a little bit of a second here, but if you're working through it, you should draw this out yourself. It helps a lot if you're writing while I'm writing. Okay, so how many equal sized pieces do we have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So our denominator is now 10, and we want one group of those. When I split 1/5 into 2, I have 1/10. So when I split the 1/5 in 2, what size are each of those pieces, are what you're asking yourself when you divide. 1/5 times half means split each of my fifths in half. And I want one of those halves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is my denominator, and I have one piece. This is the last example we'll do a visual for, and then we're going to run through some dividing fractions. So 3/4 divided by 3, you know the routine. Keep 3 over 4 the same. Change division to multiplication. Flip the 3. So it's going to become 1 over 3. So that's 3 times 3 over 12, sorry. You know that simplifies down. 12 is 2 times 2 times 3. Common factor of 3, 1 over 4. All right, 3/4 divided by 3 means take 3/4 and split it into 3 equal sized pieces. Well, the beauty of that is it's already 3 equal sized pieces. And we know each of those pieces is 1/4. So 1/4 is our answer. Okay, 3/4 times 1/3 means take each fourth and split it into thirds. and take 1 of each of the thirds we have. How many equal sized pieces? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Our denominator is 12. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3. And we already know 3 over 12 simplifies to 1/4. Okay, let's divide 11 over 13 divided by 526. So we know the routine. Keep 11/13 the same. Change division to multiplication. Flip 526 to 26/5. Remember, when I multiply across and I have bigger numbers, I go ahead and factor them down as we multiply. 11 is prime, 26 is 2 times 13. All over 13 is prime, and 5 is prime. We have a common factor of 13. So we're left with 11 times 2 is 22, all over 5, which 5 goes into 22 4 times, and we're left with 2 out of 5 left. Okay, 5 over 6 divided by 15 over 12. Same routine, keep 5 over 6, change to multiplication, flip to 12 over 15. So then we have 5 times 2 times 2 times 3, all over 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. Again, if you like to multiply the numbers and then simplify them down, go ahead. I just prefer to work with smaller numbers because it makes simplification a lot easier. Common factor of 2, common factor of 3, and common factor of 5, which all simplify to 1. So we're left with 2 out of 3. Okay, 5 divided by 1/3. 5 isn't already a fraction, so I'm going to make it a fraction. 5 over 1 stays the same. Change to multiplication. Flip to 3 over 1. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 times 1 is 1. And 15 over 1 is just 15. I hope these examples were helpful. Remember, you are magnificent, you are brilliant, and I'll see you in our next video.